Hey everyone, Ray here. Creating a project budget is a critical task in project management. A well-planned and executed budget can help ensure a project's success by providing a framework for controlling project costs and resources. However, project budgeting can be challenging, especially for new project managers. Let's look at some tips and tricks for creating a successful project budget. One of the most challenging aspects of project budgeting is estimating costs accurately. Many variables are involved in project costs, including resources, materials, equipment, and overhead. Additionally, project requirements can change, leading to additional costs that maybe should have been considered initially. Failure to estimate costs accurately can lead to budget overruns and delays, making managing costs effectively throughout the project's life cycle essential. To create a successful project budget, you must follow some best practices. Here are some tips and tricks to help you create a successful project budget. Number one, define the project scope to control costs. Defining the project scope is critical to ensure that costs are managed effectively. The scope defines what work will be completed in the project and what will be excluded. Therefore, involving all relevant stakeholders in determining the scope and prioritizing requirements is essential to ensure that the project stays on budget. Number two, identify and estimate the resources required. Identifying and assessing the resources necessary for a project is another critical step in creating a successful budget. Accurately estimating resource costs will help you plan for resource utilization and manage costs effectively. Number three, categorize project costs to manage them effectively. Categorizing project costs into different categories or buckets, such as labor, materials, and equipment, can help you manage costs effectively. Additionally, identifying and managing overhead costs will help control costs. Number four, create a realistic budget. Creating a realistic budget is critical to project success. The budget should be comprehensive, including all costs and resources required for the project. It should also include a contingency and risk management plan to help manage unforeseen circumstances. For example, if the team cannot decide if 3 or 4 resources are required, assume 4. Now here are 4 general tips for budgeting. Number 1, plan ahead and involve stakeholders. One of the most important tips for project budgeting is to plan ahead and involve all relevant stakeholders. Before beginning the budgeting process, it's essential to understand the project's goals and objectives and define the project scope. Involving stakeholders in the budgeting process ensures that everyone's needs and expectations are considered and that the budget plan reflects the project's reality. In addition, through their involvement, stakeholders are more likely to buy into the completed budget since it is based on their input. Additionally, it's essential to consider any potential risks or challenges impacting the budget and plan accordingly. Number 2, break down the project into manageable pieces. Another tip for project budgeting is to break down the project into smaller, more manageable pieces. Breaking down the project into smaller tasks makes it easier to estimate costs accurately and identify potential budget constraints. This approach also helps to prioritize tasks, ensuring that the most critical tasks are budgeted correctly. Number 3, use historical data and expert opinion to estimate costs. Using historical data and expert opinion to estimate costs is another essential tip for project budgeting. Historical data provides more valuable insights into past project costs and can help to identify patterns or trends that can be used to estimate future costs accurately. Expert opinion from subject matter experts can also help to identify potential cost drivers and provide insight into possible budget constraints. Number 4, monitor and control costs throughout the project lifecycle. Finally, monitoring and controlling costs throughout the project lifecycle is critical. This includes tracking actual expenses against budget plan, identifying variances, and taking corrective action when necessary. By monitoring costs regularly, project managers can identify potential budget overruns early and take steps to prevent them from impacting the project's overall success. Additionally, it is vital to communicate budget status regularly with stakeholders to keep them informed and engaged in the budgeting process. By following these 4 general tips for project budgeting, project managers can create a comprehensive, realistic, and accurate budget. Project managers have the best project outcomes by planning, breaking down the project into manageable pieces, using historical data and expert opinion to estimate costs, and monitoring and controlling costs throughout the project lifecycle. In conclusion, creating a successful budget requires careful planning and execution. However, project managers can create a comprehensive, realistic, and accurate budget by following these tips and tricks. Remember, project budgeting is an ongoing process, and monitoring and controlling costs throughout the project lifecycle is essential. By doing so, project managers can ensure project success and to deliver the project on time and within budget. So thanks for listening, everyone, and watching. I'll see you soon with another tip.